Hello friends, and welcome to part 2 of my Big Ben Conga. If you missed part 1, I did a little bit of a brief explanation of what a Conga is, and I will link that in the description. Big Ben is my favorite mold and my largest traditional Conga, and I have 32 models in this Conga, which includes 3 customs. And so for today's tour, I'm going to focus on the upper shelf, and for that, I will need a step stool. So hold please. Okay, here we are at a better vantage point. I'm going to start here on the left with the first model. This is the original Big Ben, the very first model on this mold. He is a portrait model of the world champion Canadian show jumper, Big Ben. He was sculpted by Kathleen Moody, released in 1996. I am pretty sure that I saw Big Ben on TV when I was a kid, and I think that might have been what drew me to this model, that I recognized the name, recognized the horse. I couldn't tell you when or why I fell in love with this mold. Just kind of happened. But this guy was my first, and he came to college with me and survived a couple terrible roommates. And over the years, he's gotten a bit scuffed up. You can see he's got a scratch on his cheek near his eye. He's got some other scuffs, but I wouldn't sell him for any amount of money. He is my favorite. And next to him is another Big Ben, and this model is almost exactly the same with one slight variation. This is the bi-eyed version of the model. I don't know if you can see. His eyes are painted in 2 colors, brown and black, instead of just straight black. This variation was only done for about a year in the production run, 96 to 97. I'm not sure why. And I'm not normally a variation collector. I don't typically need multiples of a model just because there are slight variations between them. But this guy was a good price, and Big Ben is a favorite. So here he is. Okay, next we have Cryptic. This is the Halloween model. I talked about him a little bit in my Halloween collection tour. He was the 4th Halloween model released in 2004. And he's another favorite. And what I didn't really talk about is that he's made of glow-in-the-dark plastic, and he has a glow-in-the-dark skeleton. Mine isn't particularly bright. I'll put up a photo, but it's really cool. A really, really fun thing that they did. And in front of him, he has his stablemate version, Mini Cryptic, released 2 years later, 2006. And I like having them both on display as a pair. Okay, next to him this is Molokai, this Bay model. Molokai was the celebration mold for Breyerfest in 1999. I did not attend that one, but I got this model later. He's very pretty. And in front of him, he also has a stablemate mini version, Mini Molokai. This was part of a large set of stablemates released at Breyerfest in 2009, I think as part of the 20th anniversary. They produced a set of mini versions of all the celebration models that had been released up to that point. And because I had Molokai, I needed Mini Molokai. And 500 of those sets were made. Now the interesting thing is that here we have 2 Big Bens and 2 mini versions, and the mini versions are both also the same mold. This is the G2 Warm Blood stablemate mold, and I don't know if that was a conscious choice by Breyer, done on purpose, or if that's just how it worked out. And there are a couple other mini versions done in this G2 Warm Blood mold that you'll see later. And so they also, they kind of form their own mini Conga by themselves. Okay, next is Nautical. He's not quite as yellow as the camera is making him, but he is a pretty yellow Palomino. This was a special model for the United States Equestrian Team Festival of Champions, which I believe is an annual event. He was released in 2000, and there were 750 of them. Okay, next is Storm Chaser, this gray model. He was a tour model, from 2001. The Breyer tours ran for a number of years up until about 2008, and they were ticketed events across the country at toy stores and hobby shops. And there were you bought your ticket, and Storm Chaser came with your ticket. And there were, I never went to any of these, so I'm not sure if they were like the fun days or if like fun days were inspired by them. But I know that one thing that these tour events had was a raffle model at each tour stop. And keep that in mind. That will be important later. Next, this shiny bay. This is Hickstead. He was a special run from QVC in 2002. And I think I did actually order him direct from QVC. And interesting to note, there is another Breyer model on a different mold, also named Hickstead. So most of Breyer's names for models are unique, but not all the time. Okay, next to him, this is a whiteware version of the model. This is the blank white plastic. Now, this was not sold in stores. I got this from someone, it's a long story, I won't go into it, but they were part of the mold making process. No, I'm sorry. They were part of the paint process for the horses. They made the clamps for the masks to paint the models. And so this was a blank plastic model supplied by Breyer. And I just thought he was really neat to have. He looks really fun. Next to him is Brentina. This is another United States Equestrian Team Festival of Champions model from 2003. For this one, the Big Ben mold was redone as a mare. He's normally a gelding, and I think this is the only one that is a mare. And 750 of this one were produced. And lastly on this shelf, this is RCMP Musical Ride, the Royal Canadian Mounted Police. They are a special unit that does performances and events. They have performed at Breyerfest. They are fantastic to watch. And this model is fun. He's got a shiny maple leaf on his rump that I can't show in the video, but I'll put up a picture. It's also very hard to take photos of, but he's a very cute model. So there we go. That's the upper shelf. In the next video, I will do the middle shelf. Thanks all.